Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to explore the 6 most valuable and expensive United States Lincoln wheat pennies worth big money in today's market could make you rich overnight. Let's get started. The 1951 Lincoln penny with the Denver mint mark, also known as the 1951 D Lincoln wheat cent, may seem like just another coin from the past, but for collectors and treasure hunters alike, this humble cent can be a gateway to instant wealth. If you happen to stumble across this coin in an old drawer, tucked inside a piggy bank, or buried among forgotten pocket change, don't make the mistake of letting it go cheap. This coin is far more than a relic. It's a rare and desirable piece of American numismatic history that has turned lucky finders into overnight success stories. The 1951 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and while it may not seem rare at first glance due to its original high mintage, what truly sets certain specimens apart is their condition, errors, and unique historical significance. Regular circulated versions of this coin can fetch decent prices, but those graded in mint state condition, especially those that shine with original luster and sharp details, are the true hidden gold mines. A 1951 D Lincoln cent graded MS 67 plus red by Piece GS can command jaw-dropping prices exceeding thousands of dollars in auctions, and that's not even factoring in rare error varieties. Errors are where the real fortune lies. Some 1951 D pennies were struck with off-center errors, double dies, repunched mint marks, RPM, and even clipped planchets. These errors were created during the minting process and are highly sought after by specialists. For example, a 1951 D RPM variety where the D mint mark appears twice or looks distorted can be worth hundreds or even thousands, depending on its grade. These flawed beauties are numismatic treasures that could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to change the life of their next owner. What makes the 1951 D Lincoln penny even more desirable is its place in history. Minted during the post-World War II era, it represents a time of American transition and prosperity. The wheat reverse, a hallmark of the Lincoln cent from 1909 to 1958, adds further nostalgia and collectible value. Its historical charm, combined with its scarcity and high grades, gives this coin a magnetic allure that captivates collectors across the globe. Even common examples in better-than-average condition are rising in value due to increasing demand in the collector market. As more people enter the world of coin collecting and investment, high-grade coins from the 1950s are gaining recognition as accessible yet profitable entry points. The 1951 D fits perfectly in this category, balancing rarity and affordability, at least for now. But as the market continues to heat up, so too will the value of pristine examples, making today the ideal time to find or invest in this hidden gem. You might wonder, how can something worth 1 cent hold the power to change your fortune overnight? The truth lies in the grading and eye appeal. Coins with full, sharp details, no wear, original red color, and no blemishes are exceptionally hard to find. If your 1951 D Lincoln penny meets these conditions and is professionally graded, it could sell for a premium in private sales or competitive auctions. Some collectors are willing to pay thousands to complete their registry sets with the best-known specimens, and that's where your lucky penny could come in. Let's not forget about the thrill of the hunt. Countless people have discovered rare and valuable coins in their spare change, inherited collections, or while metal detecting. The 1951 D Lincoln cent, because of its unassuming appearance, often flies under the radar. But for those who know what to look for, especially RPMs and high grades, this penny becomes a powerful tool for building wealth and legacy. It's not just about selling a coin. It's about discovering a story etched in copper. Many collectors have reported finding 1951 D pennies in old rolls, jars, and estate boxes, only to realize later that their junk coin was a moneymaker. With top examples breaking records in online marketplaces and prestigious auction houses, it's clear this coin is not to be underestimated. If you're sitting on a 1951 D Lincoln cent, take a closer look. That tiny mint mark could unlock a windfall, and all it takes is awareness and a little luck to turn it into real-life riches. This coin may just be copper and zinc, but to the educated eye, It's a piece of living history that holds real financial power. It's a reminder that value isn't always in what we spend. Sometimes it's in what we save. The 1951 D penny might look like any other, but in the right condition or with the right flaw, it can outperform stocks, crypto, or even gold. It's 1 cent that could be worth thousands, and possibly more in the years to come. So before you dismiss your loose change or cash in those old penny rolls, think twice. That dusty little Lincoln wheat cent with a D under the year 1951 might just be your golden ticket. It might be the overlooked coin that pays off your debts, funds your dream vacation, or changes your fortune overnight. The rare, valuable 1951 D penny isn't just a collector's piece. It's a secret jackpot hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to unlock its true worth. Next up, the 1942 D Lincoln wheat penny may look like just another dirty old coin, forgotten in drawers or tucked inside dusty jars. But in the hands of a savvy collector, it's a key to instant fortune. While millions were minted, only a tiny fraction carry the rare attributes that skyrocket their value into the thousands of dollars. Even in poor or dirty condition, this penny has stunned collectors by fetching unbelievable prices. It's a numismatic goldmine hiding in plain sight, and if you own one, you might be holding the ticket to a life-changing payday. Now, let's dig deeper into why the 1942 D Lincoln cent is such a hot treasure. First of all, this penny was minted during World War II, a time when the United States was heavily rationing materials. While most of the 1942 D pennies were struck in copper, there were whispers and rare confirmed cases of transitional planchets, leftover metal blanks from other years, being used. These errors, when combined with the Denver Mint mark, make for ultra-rare versions of this penny that collectors will pay a fortune for, especially if there's even the smallest deviation in weight or design. Even more exciting is the presence of minting errors on this coin. Some 1942 D wheat pennies show doubling in the date or in the word liberty, and others have repunched mint marks, a result of the D being punched twice during production. These small, almost invisible flaws can send collectors into a frenzy, driving the price of a seemingly grimy penny into the thousands. Don't be fooled by surface dirt or corrosion. What lies beneath might be a true rarity, often overlooked because of its worn appearance. Collectors and coin dealers have admitted to paying top dollar for 1942 D Lincoln cents in extremely fine to uncirculated condition. However, even in dirty or circulated condition, certain error varieties or rare metal compositions can command astonishing prices. Recently, a heavily circulated 1942 D with a rare die break sold for over $2,500 at auction, despite being scratched, dull, and covered in grime. The hidden power of this penny lies not in its shine, but in its story and uniqueness. The Denver Mint struck over 200 million of these coins, but only a handful were struck with the types of minting errors that collectors chase. Some pennies from this year have off-center strikes, die cracks, and even laminations, all signs that something went wrong during the minting process. While these errors may seem like imperfections to the untrained eye, to experts, they are gold. These quirks turn an ordinary penny into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. That's why you must inspect your old change carefully, no matter how dirty or damaged it may appear. There's another hidden gem in the 1942 D penny, its metal composition. Although most were made of bronze, which is mostly copper, rumors and test results suggest that a few were mistakenly struck on steel planchets from 1943 or other metal types. These are extraordinarily rare and often go unnoticed by everyday people. One such discovery could catapult your coin's value to 5 figures or more. These off-metal strikes are usually heavier or lighter than normal and are often discovered years later, making them the ultimate hidden treasure. So many people have unknowingly spent or tossed away these tiny treasures, thinking they were worthless. But that dirt-covered 1942 D wheat penny sitting in your coin jar or inherited from your grandparents might just have a mint error, a rare metal type, or a historical flaw that changes your entire financial future. The coin's historical context adds even more weight to its desirability. Wartime coins always attract intense collector interest because of their connection to a pivotal moment in global history. Every smudge, dent, and tarnish on this penny tells a story. Where it's been, who held it, and what it went through. That aged appearance doesn't mean it's worthless. It means it's authentic. Some collectors even prefer coins in original, untouched condition because it proves the coin hasn't been tampered with or cleaned, which often diminishes value. That's why dirty pennies can sometimes be more desirable than polished ones. They carry a raw, historical essence that clean coins can't replicate. What's more incredible is the rapid rise in demand for vintage American coins. With the collectibles market booming and more investors turning to rare coins as safe haven assets, even low-grade 1942 D-wheat pennies are seeing spikes in value. One man's trash truly is another man's treasure, especially when that trash turns out to be a rare, minting anomaly from the wartime era. This surge means now is the best time to check your collection or pocket change. You never know what treasure is lying in plain sight. So the next time you come across a dirty old Lincoln penny with a 1942 date and a small D mint mark, don't toss it aside. That tiny coin could be worth more than its weight in gold. Whether it's a rare error, an off-metal strike, or just a unique survivor from a world at war, this penny has the power to transform your life in the blink of an eye. Clean or not, this small piece of American history could make you rich overnight. Never underestimate the fortune hidden in the filth of a forgotten coin. Next up in the world of coin collecting, few discoveries stir the heart like finding a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny with a Denver Mint mark in your loose change, especially if it's in dirty, worn condition. At first glance, this penny may appear to be just a grimy piece of copper history, but lurking beneath that dusty exterior could be a treasure worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A single dirty old cent could instantly change your financial fate and make you rich overnight. Collectors across the country are scrambling to get their hands on one of these rare gems, and the 1944 D. Lincoln penny is one of the most desired coins in the entire wheat series. What makes this coin so shockingly valuable isn't just its age or appearance, but a strange, rare twist in U.S. minting history. While most 1944 D pennies were struck in copper as expected, a microscopic handful were mistakenly created using leftover steel planchets from 1943, a year when the U.S. Mint used steel to conserve copper for wartime needs. These accidental steel 1944 D. Lincoln cents are an extreme rarity, and if you're lucky enough to find one, even in filthy or corroded condition, collectors will pay a fortune just to hold it in their hands. It's the kind of find that turns casual hobbyists into overnight millionaires. Now imagine this. You're going through an old jar of coins from your grandparents' attic or your change drawer, and you spot a dark, dull wheat penny from 1944 with a small D under the date. Your first thought might be to dismiss it, but wait. That could be a coin worth more than your car, possibly your house, depending on its composition and the market demand. Even heavily circulated or dirty examples of these coins can command 5 to 6 figures at auctions, especially if authenticated by professional grading companies. Dirty doesn't mean worthless. In fact, some collectors seek out coins in original, uncleaned conditions for their raw authenticity. Adding more fuel to the fire, collectors obsess over mint errors and oddities, and the 1944 D steel cent is the holy grail of minting mistakes. With only a few dozen believed to exist, their scarcity drives prices into the stratosphere. One famously sold for over $100,000 at auction, and that's not even the highest recorded sale. Just one of these mysterious coins sitting unnoticed in a shoebox or tucked into an old coin album could change your destiny forever. It's not just about numismatic value, it's about being in the right place at the right time, with the right coin. The dirty appearance of a found coin shouldn't fool you. Even coins in the worst possible visual state can command premium prices if they're the real deal. That grime and grit are just part of the coin's journey through history, and some collectors view it as character. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can clean, test, and encapsulate your coin, revealing its true value while preserving its integrity. If you're holding onto a 1944 D penny that looks odd, sticks to a magnet, or seems unusually light or grayish instead of reddish copper, you may be holding a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot in disguise. This isn't just a collector's fantasy or an urban legend. The 1944 D steel penny has been documented in reputable numismatic publications and authenticated by grading experts. Its story has captured headlines, appeared in treasure hunting documentaries, and is one of the most hotly pursued Lincoln cent errors in the world. The average person has no idea that such a common-looking coin could be so wildly valuable. That's what makes the chase so electrifying. Anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon one. What's more, even if your 1944 D penny isn't made of steel, certain high-grade copper examples with mint luster and strike clarity are still worth serious money. Variations like repunched mint marks, RPM, die cracks, or double dies can also dramatically increase the value. Some copper 1944 D cents have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and demand. These are not pennies to toss away or spend lightly. They are potential fortune makers hiding in plain sight. The demand for Lincoln wheat pennies continues to grow as more collectors enter the market, and the 1944 D is at the top of most want lists. Every year, more and more of these rare coins are pulled out of circulation, sealed in private collections, and made unavailable to the public. That only increases the scarcity of the remaining examples. So if you come across one, no matter how dirty or unimpressive it may look, treat it with care. It could be the key to unlocking wealth beyond your imagination. Stories have emerged of people cashing in pennies found at garage sales, flea markets, and inherited collections, walking away with checks that changed their lives forever. These aren't just rumors, these are real, verified accounts of everyday people who simply took the time to check the date and mint mark on a coin. The 1944 D Lincoln penny has turned countless individuals into believers in the power of pocket change, and you could be next. All it takes is one lucky find, one keen eye, and a little knowledge to transform a dusty old coin into a life-changing payday. So before you toss away any old coin that looks too dirty to matter, pause and look closer. The next time you see a grimy 1944 penny with that Denver mint mark, you might want to hold your breath. Because buried beneath that layer of dirt could be one of the most sought-after errors in American coin history. Don't spend it. Don't clean it. Get it checked, and who knows, your future might be worth more than just 1 cent. It could be worth a fortune. Next up, the 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny might look like just a dusty old coin lost in the back of your drawer, but don't be fooled by its dirty condition. This is a small piece of copper that could carry a massive fortune. Many collectors and dealers around the world are constantly on the lookout for rare gems like this, and if your penny has even the slightest minting flaw, you've struck potential gold. The Denver Mint produced millions of these pennies, yet only a few rare variants survive today in collectible-worthy, even dirty, condition that are fetching mind-blowing prices in auctions and private sales. What makes the 1953 D penny stand out from the crowd is not just its age, but the fact that certain error versions have surfaced over the years. Double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and even pennies struck on the wrong planchet. These error coins, especially in circulated and unclean conditions, are in massive demand among professional collectors. They see the untouched dirt and wear not as a flaw, but as a badge of authenticity, a sign of a coin that has survived decades without tampering. It might surprise you to learn that even heavily circulated and dirty 1953 D Lincoln wheat pennies have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars when they possess the right combination of rarity and visible error. The coin's original copper composition and sharp wheat stalk design on the reverse, combined with Lincoln's bold profile on the obverse, make it both iconic and a true treasure when preserved even beneath years of grime. If you own one of these, do not rush to clean it. That dirt might be hiding tiny details that make all the difference in auction value. Imagine a coin you picked up for a few cents suddenly turning into a 4-figure payday. It's not a fantasy. It's the story of collectors who unknowingly kept a 1953 D wheat penny in their change jar, only to later discover that it had a double die obverse or a repunched mint mark. Coins like these, even in poor visual shape, are being snapped up by collectors who know their true value lies in their story, their rarity, and their demand in the niche numismatic world. And here's where things get even more exciting. 1953 was a year when minting technology wasn't as refined as today. This means that error rates were higher, and small mistakes that would be caught instantly today were more likely to slip through unnoticed. These imperfections now fetch premium prices. Collectors love a coin that tells a story, and a dirty, circulated 1953 D penny can be a time capsule from mid-century America, a relic of a time when pennies still had value and carried the weight of history. Now think about this. A simple 1953 D wheat penny with a slight off-center strike or die crack, in visibly circulated condition, has been known to sell for over $1,000 depending on the buyer. The dirty appearance doesn't scare off buyers, it attracts them. It tells them this coin hasn't been altered, cleaned, or tampered with. It screams authenticity. That kind of raw originality is gold in the world of coin collectors and dealers. Even more astonishing are the cases where coins have been misidentified for years, only to be uncovered as rare varieties much later. Your 1953 D wheat penny could be one of those coins. There are extremely rare transitional errors, including some that were mistakenly struck on leftover steel planchets from the 1943 wartime era. If your penny feels unusually light or looks a bit different under a magnet, you might just be holding one of the rarest coins ever produced, and those can go for tens of thousands of dollars. Another key element in your coin's fortune is its demand in the market. As more collectors seek to complete their Lincoln wheat penny collections, coins from the 1950s, especially with visible mint marks and potential errors, are climbing rapidly in value. And since many were lost to time or melted down, the supply is shrinking while interest keeps rising. This creates the perfect storm for explosive value, especially if your 1953 D coin has managed to survive in any form, even heavily worn or dirty. There are online forums, auction sites, and even TikTok collectors hunting down coins like yours, willing to pay big money just for the chance to inspect and grade them. And what might look like just a stained copper coin to an untrained eye can be seen as a jackpot to a numismatic expert. Before you think about cleaning it or spending it, get it appraised. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. So before you toss that 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny aside thinking it's worthless, remember, it could be the coin that changes your life. Dirty or not, it might just be the key to a payday that comes once in a lifetime. Hold on to it, protect it, and get it checked. Because in today's market, a rare and authentic 1953 D penny in any condition is not just pocket change, it's a potential windfall waiting to be claimed. Next up, if you've ever come across a 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with a Denver D mint mark, don't just toss it aside as ordinary pocket change. This humble-looking coin, especially in dirty or circulated condition, might just be the sleeper gem in your collection that could flip your fortunes overnight. Beneath that worn-out exterior could be a hidden treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's red-hot coin market. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the right version of this coin, especially those carrying rare errors or having certain valuable characteristics that make them nearly priceless to the right buyer. The 1956 D Lincoln wheat cent was struck during a time when coin production was booming, yet a small batch escaped the mint with eye-popping mistakes, like double dies, repunched mint marks, and even off-center strikes. These are the versions that collectors chase like treasure hunters after gold. In dirty or junk condition, these coins may look like trash, but the rare ones are worth a small fortune. A simple cleaning or close inspection with a magnifier could reveal a minting anomaly that transforms a 1-cent coin into a $1,000 collectible. What really drives the value up for a 1956 D penny is the presence of a repunched mint mark, commonly abbreviated as RPM. This means that the D was accidentally stamped more than once in slightly different positions, creating a doubling effect that's visible even in worn coins. These errors weren't supposed to leave the US Mint, and that's what makes them so desirable. While a regular 1956 D penny might fetch between 10 cents and $1 in circulated condition, an RPM error can skyrocket past $100, even when the coin appears dirty and used. And it gets even better. There are double-die obverse examples of the 1956 D wheat penny where Lincoln's profile, the date, or the "In God We Trust" inscription appears slightly doubled. These types of errors are not always easy to spot without close examination, but they're highly sought after. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified these varieties, and depending on demand, even a low-grade example can pull in serious offers. That old, grimy coin at the bottom of your drawer could literally be a rare double die that earns you hundreds. Don't overlook the power of provenance and rarity. Even with over 1.098 billion 1956 D pennies minted, very few have survived in original error form, especially in the hands of the general public. The key is that most people overlook dirty coins or think that only shiny ones are valuable. That's simply not true in the collector world. In fact, many dealers and collectors specifically seek coins in original, untouched condition, even dirty ones, because they haven't been tampered with or cleaned, preserving their value and authenticity. In recent auctions and online marketplaces, 1956 D Lincoln pennies with striking anomalies have sold for over $300 in visibly circulated condition, and those that have been graded even as low as VF, very fine, have shocked sellers with four-figure results. The value is all in the details, and most people never take the time to notice them. A tiny detail, like a shift in the mint mark or doubling on the date, could be the difference between a penny and a payday. Don't be fooled by a coin's appearance, especially if it looks worn or covered in grime. In the world of numismatics, dirt often hides diamonds. Collectors appreciate coins that look natural, meaning they haven't been polished or cleaned. A coin in a dirty state often fetches more because it signals authenticity. So that 1956 D wheat penny with dust and pocket lint on it? That could be your golden ticket if it has the right error. Another wild card with a 1956 D is the off-center strike. These rare misprints occur when the coin blank isn't properly aligned during the minting process. Even a 10% off-center strike can push a penny's value into the hundreds. Combine that with a dirty appearance, and you have a coin that stands out to serious buyers. These off-center examples are rare, especially ones where Lincoln's profile remains fully visible and demand is only rising as collectors race to complete their error sets. What makes the 1956 D Lincoln wheat penny even more exciting is that many of the rarest examples are still out there, sitting in drawers, old piggy banks, garage sales, or inherited collections. You could be one of the lucky few to stumble across a fortune in what looks like a worthless penny. The thrill of discovering that rare version, the RPM, the double die, the off-center strike, is a life-changing moment that could turn a casual collector into a rich one overnight. So before you spend that dirty 1956 D penny, think twice. Don't let it slip away for a cent when it could be worth $100, $1,000, or even more. Take the time to examine it, research the details, and get it appraised if it looks even slightly unusual. This coin has already made people rich, and the next lucky find could be in your very own hands. Never underestimate the power of a small, forgotten coin. It might just be the key to changing your life. Next up, imagine holding in your hand what appears to be a dirty, ordinary 1958 D Lincoln wheat penny, its copper face dulled by decades of grime and time. But don't be fooled by appearances. Beneath that layer of dirt could be a fortune waiting to be uncovered. The 1958 D wheat penny, especially in rare error variations and preserved with even the faintest signs of uniqueness, has become one of the hottest underground treasures among coin collectors today. This humble coin, minted in Denver just before the end of the wheat penny era, carries historical weight and monetary value that can blow your mind. Back in 1958, the Denver Mint produced a whopping number of these pennies, over 800 million to be exact. But what gives the 1958 D its magnetic allure isn't just the base coin itself, but the shocking value that emerges when you find one with rare die errors, repunched mint marks, or unexpected doubling. Some of these coins, in dirty and circulated condition, have fetched thousands of dollars at auctions and in private sales. That's right, even grimy, worn-out 1958 D pennies have sold for the kind of money that could pay your rent for a year or fund your dream vacation. The true stars among the 1958 D wheat pennies are those with the notorious RPM, repunched mint mark, errors. These occurred when the Denver D mint mark was hand-punched more than once, slightly offset. If you spot this on your dirty penny, don't rush to clean it or spend it. You could be holding a highly sought-after variant that collectors are desperate to acquire. Even in low-grade conditions, these RPM pennies can skyrocket in value, especially when authenticated by experts and graded by institutions like PCGS or NGC. One of the reasons collectors go wild over the 1958 D wheat penny is its transitional nature. It marked the final year of the wheat reverse before the Lincoln Memorial design took over in 1959. That gives this coin a symbolic place in U.S. coinage history. It's literally the end of an era. Many collectors want to complete their wheat penny set with a rare and valuable 1958 D, especially if it's one of the minting anomalies. If you have one lying forgotten in your old change jar, it might be time to take a second, closer look. And let's talk about auctions. There have been recorded cases where a single 1958 D wheat penny, due to a double die obverse or misaligned minting, has gone for as much as $10,000 or more. In some cases, dirty or circulated versions with these anomalies still catch serious bids. The dirty appearance, in fact, doesn't scare collectors off. Often, it's seen as a badge of authenticity, a sign that the coin hasn't been tampered with or altered to enhance its value. Raw and untouched coins with real, rare errors can demand jaw-dropping premiums. Collectors and dealers alike are constantly scanning coin shops, estate sales, and online listings hoping to stumble across one of these overlooked gems. If your 1958 D wheat penny has been sitting ignored for years, possibly covered in grime, you might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. With the right error or misprint, that coin could turn into your golden ticket. These aren't just cents. They are history, mystery, and profit all wrapped in one tiny copper disc. Don't rush to clean that coin either. Serious collectors value originality. Cleaning a rare 1958 D wheat penny can actually decrease its value significantly. Professional graders look for unaltered surfaces, even if dirty or discolored. A natural dirty penny with a visible error can be worth 10 times more than a polished one that's lost its original detail. So resist the urge to shine it up. It could cost you thousands. There's also growing buzz around the rare 1958 D double die varieties, especially the ones with bold doubling on the date or inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. While most known double die versions come from the Philadelphia Mint, experts have identified suspicious, undocumented varieties in the Denver issues too. If authenticated, these could enter the coin collecting Hall of Fame, and you could be the lucky person who brings that hidden treasure into the spotlight. Imagine paying your bills, clearing your debts, or upgrading your life, all thanks to a single penny you almost gave away. This isn't fantasy. It's a real possibility that plays out again and again for those sharp-eyed enough to spot value where others see scrap. If your 1958 D penny has something unusual about it, whether it's a misalignment, doubling, or a strange mint mark pattern, hold on to it and get it checked. You might just be one of the lucky few holding a jackpot in disguise. So before you toss that dirty 1958 D Lincoln wheat penny back into circulation, think twice. That coin could change your fortune overnight. Whether you're a long-time collector or someone just rummaging through old drawers, now is the time to pay attention. Hidden wealth isn't always shiny or obvious. Sometimes it's covered in dirt and waiting for the right person to recognize its true worth.